Assistant starter just selling them to
King's Hill in the grey, and they're
Runners are sent on their way for the Hallgarten and Novum Wines Handicap Hurdle for the Conditional Jockeys amateur riders. It's 2 miles and a half a furlong. Quite a run down towards the first of their 9 flights of hurdles, which they take in a home straight. It's Aintree who's moved through to lead. We've got a couple of fallers on the bend for home there. We've got 2 horses who've come down on the bend just before the home turn. It looks like Moonchime is one of those who's come down. Moonchime has come down on the flat before the bend in. The other one was Country Park. So Moonchime and Country Park were the 2 who've fallen on the bend before the home straight, as the leaders now take their second flight of hurdles. And it's Aintree. Aintree in front in the hands of Beau Morgan. To the far side, the grey King's Hill, followed by Fiercely Proud. And next is Washington, the red and white check, followed then by Tapley. Behind Tapley is Jack Hyde in the purple from Affordale. Over toward the far side is Slugger in the green and white. Behind Slugger is Luttrell Lad. Then Grimo more towards the inside. Celtic Dino and She's a Saint are running alongside each other. And then Manuelito in those red and yellow colours. About 5 lengths away, Old Gregorian, and Hamsian is the back marker. So the field begin to turn into the far side, being led by Aintree. Aintree by about 2 to 3 lengths over Fiercely Proud, who's in second. As the 2 loose horses come up by the stand, seemingly okay for their tumbles on the bend. And Chime and Country Park seemingly none the worse. It's like the 2 riders are okay as well. So down the far side over the next hurdle, Aintree landed clear and is going a bit further clear. Old Gregorian made another mistake there, as Aintree led by about the best part of 7 lengths over Jack Hyde, King's Hill, and then Tapley. Fiercely Proud with those, then Washington and Slugger from Luttrell Lad and Grimo, then Celtic Dino and Affordale, followed then by She's a Saint as they made their way over that flight. They're then racing clear from Manuelito, Old Gregorian and Hamsian as they race on down towards the final flight over on the back straight. It is Aintree. Aintree once again laddered in front over King's Hill, who's racing to the inside of Slugger. Then Washington and Jack Hyde in the purple. Tapley wider out from Luttrell Lad and Celtic Dino. Then Grimo. Fiercely Proud has lost ground. She's a Saint is trying to make some headway. Affordale is hard ridden as they turn to go down the side of the course. A long way then back behind Affordale is Manuelito. Hamsian hasn't picked up at all. So we're about to race towards the bend in this Hallgarten and Novum Wines Handicap Hurdle. Aintree in front, but about to be joined by Tapley. Washington right in behind the red and white check, then Luttrell Lad in those green and maroon silks. Celtic Dino is pushed along for more, then Jack Hyde right on the heels of the leader. Slugger still goes okay. They've pulled away then from She's a Saint and Grimo. King's Hill has lost ground, and here's 3 out. Aintree landed with a small advantage, but they're queuing up to take him on. Tapley the grey with the red cap, Celtic Dino, Jack Hyde in the purple, and away toward the right hand side is Slugger. Here's 2 from the end. Celtic Dino joined in with Aintree. Slugger's absolutely cruising under Finney Maguire on the run down towards the final flight of hurdles. He's still being held together here, Slugger. He's travelling so well. Celtic Dino's trying to get him off the bridle. Here's the final flight. Slugger went on from Celtic Dino, who's battling away bravely. She's a Saint trying to join him back in third. Then came Jack Hyde. Slugger's now ridden out. Celtic Dino and She's a Saint are both challenging in the closing stages, and She's a Saint has now moved through to lead under Tristan Durrell, and She's a Saint will go on to win. She's a Saint the winner from Slugger, then Celtic Dino clear from Jack Hyde, Aintree, Tapley and Luttrell Lad.
Oh, dramatic finale, and after 5 seconds already this week, Dan Skelton has his winner. Tristan Durrell has steered She's a Saint to victory, and somewhat ironically, this is a mare that herself has finished second on 5 of her last 6 starts, but she wins today. She's a Saint.
the only mare in the field, Nick, on Ladies' Day, gets her head in front, good graded form, listed form as well. She'd been running well in defeat, but what a training performance. I suppose coming back, she really improved from that run the last day we seen her. This is a really solid performance.
And your eye was drawn to Slugger, who was travelling so well under Finney Maguire, but found nothing when he let him down. Not one thing did he find off the bridle. Horses and riders up after that horrible incident on the flat as we join Rachel.
Remarkable, Dan Skelton is saying, and incredible scenes here, cheers and everything. Oh my gosh. And I'll come to you first, because you said we lost our horse in the race last year.
Yeah, we unfortunately Picard fell and died at the second last year, so to come back in the same race this year and win is just unbelievable. Down to this man. Training performance.
Well, you said remarkable. Let me come in. Dan, it is almost mad, isn't it?
Yeah, after so long off the track. But I have to say, these two gentlemen here had a conversation about, I don't know, an hour ago. And I wasn't saying we should definitely not run, but on the ground, I wasn't convinced it was going to suit us. So, to be fair to these two, they've not only been super patient and stuck with this horse for so long, and we were always going to stick with her because she'd never achieved all that we thought she was going to achieve in her career. Yeah. But deciding to run today is down to them, and I take my hat off to them because I was a little unsure, but she's got a great ride off Tristan. They've gone very hard in front, but I'm super proud of the horse. Just shows you if you give them a bit of time when they need it, things like this happen. These two guys are fairly local, means a lot to them, and we're chuffed. Brilliant.
Yeah, great. And you've gone so close as well this weekend, several times.
There's a bit of knocking on the woodwork, but that was magic.
Yeah, and listen, well done. You were here for the day, and you ran her, and you told him to run her, and it was worth it.
We had to give Dan his first win of the meet so far, so yeah, it's been a traumatic year. So to get her back and to get her running was one thing, and we just thought, just give us a good run. To win is unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And moments like this. I mean, being involved in horse racing, winning at Aintree, it's as good as it gets, right?
It makes it all worth it. Like I said, we were just hopeful of a run just to get around safe, and then plan for next season. Turns out he carries her home, and we come out with that. It's unbelievable.
And did you feel that Tristan was going to get her up?
Well, you know what? I mean, you don't want to think it, but it come in and it was going so easy. The leader at the last, I thought we're going to have a trouble. Let's try and get a place. Yeah. And as it went on, it's a long run in here, and we thought we knew usually what Lee's could get shot at, and that's what he did. What a ride! What a ride!
Fortune favours the brave and all that. I'll let you go find your beautiful mare. Well done.
Very much.
Congrats. Good stuff.
Oh, that's a really warming story. Congratulations to all concerned. Well done, Tristan Durrell, who's been a really important part of the Skelton outfit, Mark, over the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, and just taking that 2 or 3 pounds off £3 in this case here, the only time Tristan had ridden it was a success as well, so he's maintained that 100% record. But yeah, really good effort to get her back. We hadn't seen her in action since the back end of May last year around Carmel, where she got beaten off a rating of 122, and she comes on one of the biggest stages and wins a big handicap.
As I say, your eye was drawn to the two up front knocking spots off each other. Slugger and Celtic Dino, who's run a fine race, the Gamble.
Yeah, he's run really well, hasn't he? We mentioned about the return to better grounds almost certainly helped him here today. Slugger, he's been very progressive this season. He's already 3 wins so far this year. Travelled strongly, didn't find anything off the bridle. Plus he made that mistake at the last, and that just checked his momentum.
Dan Skelton, wife Grace, daughter Florence, the 3 of them have had to endure frustration after frustration over the last couple of days, but they've been very proud of